e-handle?
Made the right choice.
Now, kindly go to the desktop. Everyone, kindly go to the desktop. Form 3, Information Technology. Form 3, Form 3C. Okay, on the desktop you are going to see online links text file. Everybody see that? Kindly open it for me. You are going to see an entry ticket. Kindly paste that URL in your browser. And of course, it's going to have terms on select queries that I have been reviewing with you last week. So you have 3 questions, 3 minutes to complete those 3 questions. Right? So, very basic 3 questions. You can use your notes if you want. You don't really recall the terms. So everyone, kindly go to the desktop. Yes. Right. Online links. So desktop, information technology, 3C, online links. So open that text file for me. And it's an entry ticket. It asks you for your name and 3 questions. So kindly just complete that and then at the bottom, submit. So you have about 2 minutes, 20 seconds. So it shouldn't take you too long to open the so I want you to open that. Right, of course, you complete it individually. It's an entry ticket. Put your name, and it asks you 3 questions on select words. Kindly pull it out to the best of your knowledge, and you submit. Alright, so once you have submitted, then just close your browser and prepare for the remainder of the class. So once you submit, close the browser and prepare for the remainder of the class. Please don't take forever, because you won't have all that long time. So 3 questions. Put your name and whatever you can remember. If you can't remember anything, then try to remember as best as you can. So, alright, you have 1 more minute. Alright, 1 more minute. You're finished. Close the browser. So once you submit and you see the little thank you note, you can close your browser. Okay, begin to wrap up. Okay. Couple more seconds, students. Begin to submit now. Begin to submit. So even if you're not finished, kindly begin to submit. So kindly begin to submit. So kindly begin to submit so I can remote control the workstation. Kindly begin to submit so that I can remote control your workstation. submit. I will control. And once I control, of course, you will not be able to do anything. So please submit. And you will get your little thank you message, and then you can close your browser. Okay. I will remote control workstation now and we get started. So close your browser, everybody close your browser. Close your browser. Okay. Students, 3 terms that we have been going over the past week. Volunteers. What is the name of the top part of the query design window? Anyone? Yes, go ahead. Yes?
Object relationship table.
Right, I have been stressing that term for the past week. It is called object relationship table. Right, and we're going to be continuously hearing that term again. Now, volunteer, how many rows is in the query design window? Yes, Aaron? 6. Excellent. We have gone through that. 6. Right? Field, table, show, sort, criteria, or 6. And you did that in the online games that you did last week. And of course, the final one that's in your handout, what is one of the key words for the select query? Show. Right. Show and display. Good. So 3 terms that we've continuously been hearing, and we're continuously going to hear them. Because of course today we want to be able to learn on written expression. And today, this is our learning objectives we want. After viewing a PowerPoint and demonstration, you should be able to list three of the 4 main components of an expression. And we're going to go through that today as the handout has. You will be able to write out a calculated field in your notebook. And you'll be able to then see the importance and recognize the importance of a calculated field in a database scenario. So, select query and expression. Right, so you can follow along on your handout that I've given to you as we get started. Now, what is an expression? And we're going to be seeing that for today and when we return back next week. An expression is used to perform 3 functions. Perform a calculation, which we will see today, provide criteria for a query, and retrieve a value. And 4 components make up an expression: operator, constant, identifier, and function. And as we go along, if you want to highlight or underline on the handout, feel free to do so. If you want to take additional notes and ask questions, don't be afraid to do that. So let's get started. An operator. Operator are basically the math calculation that you will do in an expression. You all know that there are 4 basic math calculations, right? Multiplication, addition, subtraction, and division. However, in manual math, you would use the X or the cross for multiplication. In computer, we don't use that, we use the asterisk. And you will also see that in Excel, and you will also see it in programming that you will do next year. Addition, use the same plus sign. Subtraction, the same minus sign. Division is different. You don't use the division symbol, you use the forward slash. Please take note of that. It's a forward slash, not the backward slash. So, if you have an example, has an expression, it shows GST is price times 0.125. And we will see today how we can write an expression. But in that expression, the asterisk, which is the multiplication, will be the operator. And we will go through that as we write a calculated field. Let's move to the next slide. Constant. Constant are values that will not change. And you will recognize that because there will be numerals. So within an expression, if you see a numeral, that is your constant. For example, in the same example, GST is price times 0.125. 0.125 is the constant. Is there any questions or clarifications you would like at this point? We have done two. We have done operator and we have done constant. Any questions? You're all clear on those two terms? Okay. Because I will ask you to write out a calculated field in your notebook, so please make sure you pay attention, ask questions as we go. The third one is identifier. Identifier is the field from the database table that you want to use in calculation. And you will notice the identifier because they are in square brackets. So, right away, when you look at the example again, you see price is in square brackets. So price is the identifier. The last one, of course, is function. They are inbuilt words in an application that does mathematical calculation like sum, average, max, min. Now, for this part in Access, we will not do function. So, but you need to know that it is a part of a component of an expression. So again, it tells you in this example, there are no functions. So now we move to what we want to begin to cover today. What is a calculated field? And that has to do with Microsoft Access. And on your handout, can you look at your handout? Could I get a volunteer to read the last sentence on the handout? One person. Students, could I get a volunteer? Yes, go ahead.
It says a calculated field performs some type of arithmetic using one or more fields in a database to come up with a completely new field.
Right, so a calculated field does some form of mathematical calculation. And where is that put in Microsoft Access? It is put in your query design grid in the field row. Now, the format to create a calculated field, before we even open Access, today we are going to write it out. To write out a calculated field, you are going to use the following format. And kindly make sure you have this. Please write this down because you will use this shortly. Please write this down in your notes. Now, when you write out a calculated field, the format you will follow is here. You will put the name of the calculated field first. You will put a colon. You will put the identifier. You will put the operator and then a constant. So again, make sure you write this down. First thing you want to put is the calculated field name, whatever name they tell you, And you will see shortly an example that I do with you, how I come about getting the calculated field name. And the colon is like the equal sign you would do in manual maths, but in Access you have to put a colon. You will then put the identifier. What field name you will use? You will then put an operator and a constant. Good. Everybody has that done? So let's me do an example with you. So I have here a database scenario. Here. Design and run a query that will show the police officer's last name, first name, badge number, rank, monthly salary. Show only the police officers posted in the police district. Sort the query in alphabetical order, last name and first name. Tells you now, the police have received a bonus of 15% on their salary. Create a calculated field called bonus that will calculate the officer's bonus. Save the query as 2023 bonus. Now, even before I open Microsoft Access, I have to write out my calculated fields. And that is what you will be doing today. You will write out a calculated field. So, first thing I need to do, following the little format I gave you here. In this example that I have given to you, what is the name of my calculated field that they want? They want it called bonus. So I put the name of the calculated field, I then put, what should follow next? A colon. Everybody is following up to this point. Everybody is following up to this point? Good. Now, my next step should be my identifier. I will use this right here. This is my math calculation. I will need something 15% on the salary. So I need to go to my database. That's why you will have your database. I need to see what field the police salary is in. And the police salary is in this annual salary. Everybody follow how I came up with annual salary? Please say, because I will ask you to write a calculated field shortly. So, I then, and it has to be spelled the same way. So since it's annual salary, I will put my identifier in square brackets, annual salary. Good. Now it tells you, it wants you to find 15%. In normal maths, how could I calculate 15% of a number? What do? Do you multiply? Do you divide? Do you add? Do you subtract? What do you do in normal maths? You multiply. So, since I will multiply, what symbol should I use in Access? I will use the, what symbol should I use, class? The asterisk. Now, in normal maths, you would put 15%. However, in Access, you cannot do that. You have to convert that to a decimal. Percentage, you have to convert to decimal. Once you see a percentage, you have to convert it to a decimal. So 15% in decimal is? 15% in decimal is what, class?
10.5.
Is Now, if I give you 15%, who is your math teacher, Miss Conchita? Let's say Miss Conchita gives you 15% and tells you, find the decimal for 15%. What would you do?
0.15.
It is what? 15% in decimal is what class? 0.15. Because you take 15 and you divide it by 100. So it becomes, and you will need to remember this because you will do this shortly. So 15% is 0.15 because you take 15 and divide it by 100. So now that I have this, this is my calculated field. And this is what I would then type out in Access. But before I can type it out in Access, I need to know how to construct a calculated field. So, what you will do right now is you will do a guided practice with your partner. I will give you a calculated field scenario, and you will write it out. You won't do it in Access. You might need to open Access to see the field, but you won't do it in Access. You will write it out first. So everybody understands what they need to do? So, with your partner, your elbow partner, this is where you will go. You will go to the desktop. Right? Of course, where you normally go, information technology, 3C, database queries. And you will write out the calculated field for number 1 only. It is now 22 minutes. So I think 8 minutes, you should be able to only write out the field. Not do it in Access. Only write out the field, just like how I did. Together, you and your partner. So I release the workstation, and I want you to do that 8 minutes to write out the calculated field. So number 1. So all you will do is to write it out. I want you to discuss it so that both of you have that field in your notebook. So that. Right. So open the database queries, and together you and your elbow partner write out that calculated field in your notebook. Alright? So number 1 only. Follow the same format that I'm giving to you, and I will walk around. And if you have any questions, any clarification that you want, ask me, because you will then do one on your own. So only number 1. I can remember we won't have all that time. So at the 14-minute mark, we will stop. Number 1 only. So only do the calculated field. And please don't take the entire time to write out the query. Do not write out the query. Only write out the calculated field. So do not write out the query. That's going to take you too long. Only write out the calculated field that you and your elbow partner decide on. So you follow the format that I need, right? Calculated field, colon, operator and identifier operator constant. So remember, you follow the format I gave you. Calculated field, colon, identifier, right? So, in this example, what will you calculated field become? Right, so that's the first thing that should come. And then after that, you put your, what should come after the calculated field? Oh, I have given to you a format, I ask you to write it down. So you have it right here. Calculated field, and then you have the colon, then the identifier, then the operator, then the constant. So that's the same format you will do. Right? It does have an amount. No, but it gives you a field to use. How will you calculate 15%? What field do you think you will use in your student's database? Right? So you have to you have to open your student's database. First thing you have to do is to open your student's database. Because from there you will get what the name that you are using, which is Mr. Cow. No, not the CID, student's database. So remember, of course, student, this is your student's database that you are doing with Mr. Cow, right? And that's the one that has all the teachers. Good. So you are using, right? So that's your identifier. That's the field you would use in calculation. You want to add what? Where does it say the five? Tell me what does it say the five? That will what? Good. Now, if you have, because that is a monthly salary, if you have a monthly salary, right, by what? By 1 month? How much months in a year? Good. So you will multiply by, right, so that's the basis of your formula right there. Yes. No, here is not a percentage, but okay. The salary you are doing was monthly salary, right? So, have your monthly salary, and you want to find your yearly salary. What calculation will you do in normal month? If a teacher gives you and say, Martin makes $1,000 a month, how much would he make in a year? What will you do? Times it by, right, at 12 months in a year. That's the same concept you will use. Because you have time, which is the operator, you have 12, which is the constant. So all you now need to do is to open your student database and find out what was your field salary called. Right? Because some of you might have different field names. So you open your teacher salary. Open your teacher in design view. I would suggest design view. Or you can see right from here, scroll across it. You are using salary. That's the you have to use in calculation. And that is an identifier, so that should be in square bracket. Right. And that's your calculated field right here. Okay, let me see what you have. Okay, students, don't lose track of time. Calculated field. Good. Now, what is your calculated field called? So it should be, first thing should be, right? Okay. Should be, what word do you write here? No. The name of the calculated field. What's the name of the calculated field? Good. Annual salary. Write it down. After annual salary, what comes after? Before that, a symbol. I told you a symbol comes after it. the colon, right? So put the colon after it, not before it, after it. Now, see the example you have here? Calculated field, colon, identifier, operator, constant. That's the same format you have. You already have the calculated field. So you will put colon. Now, identifier in your case, you have to open your student database. Open your student database. Students, to get a better concept, open your students database and you will see what field name you had that had the monthly salary, what it was called. What it was called. Good. So that is your identifier. And your identifier goes in what? Hold on. Identifier goes in what? What symbols goes around that? The what? What do you call that? Right, the square brackets. So that's what you will put. And then after that will come your operator. Now, if I tell you Martin makes $1,000 a month, how much does he make in a year? How would you calculate that in normal months? By, right? Multiplied by what? Good. How much months in a year? Right. So that's what you will do. So that's the same thing you will do. And that's your calculated fee. But remember, times is not X, times is what in computer? Asterisk. Right. Good. Salary. Annual salary. Once you bachelor degree, what will you? You have this covering and you have this covering. How will I find my annual salary? That's where I say you have to open your students' database. Open your students' database. Because it's based on the students' database.
Yeah, so they cannot find your hours
This is your calculation. That because it tells you. It tells you create a calculated Okay, students, don't lose track of time. We have a couple more minutes. Let me just go around and see what we're doing good now. We tell you that the name of the field is annual salary. So that's the first thing. It tells you that you show a calculated field, annual salary. That is your last salary. You will see it. Alright. No. If I tell you first thing you need to put is the calculated fee. In this example, what's the calculated fee name? It tells you right there. Right. So you have to write it out. Not the square brackets. Just write out the calculated fee. And then you put a colon. Now the identifier in this case you will get from your student's database. And this is based on the student's database. When you look at teachers, which one of these do you have in monthly salary? Which is called, that will then go in square brackets. So write out salary in square brackets. Good. Now, if I tell you Martin makes $1,000 a month, how much will he make tonight? How would you find it? Times, right? By what number will you have? Huh? Well, it's at 12 months in a year, and that's your calculated fee. Right? Good, but not, because this is not percentage. If it was percentage, then you would divide by 100 is correct. But this is not a percent. 12 is not a percent. 12 is just a whole number, so you would just put 12 there. Right? Good. I have seen that most of you have done. Right? Good. Now, your calculation. But if I tell you market means $1,000 a month, how much does it make in a year? Good. Because you would, what would you buy what? Well, that's the same thing you will do here, but you will not use the X. What you will use, right? And then you will put 12. That's your calculation. Right? Because it's not a percent. If it was a percent, then we divide by 100. It's not a percent. So it's just 12. Good. First thing you want to do, under the format I take, calculating fee name. You have that. After the calculating fee name, what you put?
The identifier.
Before that.
The column.
Right. Put that. Have to put that. Put it.
So it's like kind of like this, but all I need is the.
Good. Now the identifier is correct because you get that from your database. And your operator is that. Now, all that you need is your constant. Good. So look at this. If I tell you Martin makes $1,000 a month, how much does he make in a year? Good, because you would multiply by what? Right. So that's the same thing you do in a calculated field. And it's not a percent, so you don't divide by 100. So all you will do is write 12. And that's your calculated field. Let me see what you need. First thing, write out the name of the calculated field. What's the name of the calculated field in this problem? Good. Write it out on your paper. Good. After that, you should have a colon. Alright. Now, you then need to find your identifier in your student's database. Which one of these have money or contains the teacher's salary? What's the field name called? What's the field name called? So that is your identifier. So that is what you will need to write and put in square bracket. Now, if I tell you Martin makes $1,000 a month, how much will Martin make in a year? You multiply by 12 because 12 months in a year. Alright, that's the same thing you will do in Excel. But you won't put the X, you will put what? Right, you will put the asterisk and then you will put 12. And it's not a decimal, so you don't divide by 100, so it's 12. That's your calculation. First thing you want for you to even read the problem. What's the name of the calculated field that they want you to name? Good, so that's what you put. So that's the first thing you put. So put that first. Where is it going to go? Good. And you found salary in your teacher, which is correct. Now, if I told you Martin makes $1,000 a month, how much does Martin make in a year? If I tell you Martin makes $1,000 a month, how much does Martin make in a year? Right, because you would take 1,000 times 12. That's the same thing you will do. You will multiply by 12, but you won't use the X, what will you use? Faster. And then 12 is not a percent, so you don't divide by 100. So 12, that's the calculated fee. Good. Students, a couple more minutes, and then we will move. First thing before you begin, write out the name of the calculated fee. In this example, first name of the calculated fee. No, tell you right here. Read it. Right. So you have to write that out. Write that out. That's the name of the calculated fee. Tell them. And then after that, you have to put your colon. Or put a colon. Now, identifier. In your database, which one of these contains the teacher's salary? Salary. So that is your identifier. So that needs to then go in good square bracket. Right. And you have it right here. You times it by 12. Because if you make something in 1 month, then to find it in a year, you got times it by 12. And that's your calculation. Good. Good, students. Let me have your attention. I saw you all had a chance to practice together. We did not get a chance to do the individual practice, but we will do the exit ticket. So tell me what you understand. So in your OneDrive, kindly close your database and go to your OneDrive and open the Word document there, and it's asking you, and I want you to be honest. Tell me how comfortable you feel in writing a calculated field. You have 1, you do not understand to 5. So all you do is you select 1, and then you save it and close it. And again, please be honest, because based on this, I will then see whether I need to reteach the topic or do more examples with you. So select 1, save it, and then close it. Right, so remember 1, do not understand to 5, fully understand. So save it, close it, log off, and then start to move back to your homeroom. Alright, and the bell will ring in the next minute or so. Log off, log off, log off. So please make sure you select 1, save it, and then close it, and then start to log off and move back to your homeroom. And again, I ask that you be as honest as possible so I can get an understanding of how you are with calculating fields. Excuse me? Okay.